Hello, my name is Cheryl Tew, and I would like to give my personal testimony of when I was saved. When I was a little girl, I was 9 years old, and my sister was 10, and it was on a Saturday night, and our uncle talked to us about being saved, and he told us how Jesus had died for us on the cross, and that he saved us from our sins. And he asked us if we wanted to be saved, and we said yes. And then the next day was Sunday, so we walked the aisle, and our grandfather was pastor of the church, and uh, we told him, wanted to be saved and all, and uh, we we were baptized in the Crystal River in Florida, and it was May 11th, 1958. And back then, uh, we were just children, and we didn't really understand the depth of Christ's love until we got older. And I realized, that how much he must have suffered. There's no way we could tell, any of us know how bad he suffered. I mean, it was horrible. And he did that because he loved us. And there's a lot of people out there that Christ loves, and they're yet to be saved. And um, we were raised by our grandparents, and even though they were godly people, and we went to church all the time, I strayed away from the Lord when I was a teenager, and I didn't come back until my early 20s. And that's why I have such a heart for the youth, because it's so hard for them. There's so much temptation out there, so much more temptation now than there was when I was growing up. And if you're a sensitive person, it can really wreck your life when you sin against God, because there's always consequences. Even though you're saved and you're going to heaven, there's consequences. And so I care about the youth, and I pray for them, and try to help when I can. And I'm just so grateful the Lord loved me. And there's a lot of people he loves, and we need to show a Christ-like spirit to people around us, and so we hopefully can lead them to the Lord, and do the things that the Lord wants us to do. And I think it's so important that parents spend time with their children. When you neglect your children, it causes a lot of heartache for them, and then you later on, when you realize the damage you did. But the Lord can always forgive, and we need to talk to him all the time, and ask forgiveness, and don't think that we'll ever, just because we're saved doesn't mean that we're not going to sin. So we need to always be on guard, because the devil's always lurking around the corners trying to get us. And we need to stay in tune with the Lord all the time, and treat our fellow man like we want to be treated. Um, and there's so many people in our families that we want to reach if we can, not just to browbeat them and tell them all the time, but just ask them if they know the Lord, and their blood won't be on your hands, if you tell them about the Lord, and being a living example. And I want to thank you for your time, and I appreciate uh, Brother Tim letting us give our testimony, and hopefully we can help somebody along the way. God bless you.